What is up, world? How we doing tonight? The fellas in the house, packed house, full house. We got some good action tonight, guys. A lot of things happening in the NFL and some NBA and NCAA plays on their way. Cool stuff happening tonight. And of course, gotta have this with you to talk it over. So of course, around the room, we got the Sach man in the house. Sach, how we doing?
Feeling good. I mean, as of right now, 1-1 on the plays. He's doing pretty good. I think you're going 1-1, so hopefully it turns into a positive night. I believe it is, right? Smoke, for sure positive.
Yeah.
So we're looking good, dude. We were close. We got hooked twice. Is what it is, but glad to be here. Lots to talk about the NFL today. I mean, I couldn't even keep up with half the signings and all the movement. So I'm glad to kind of chop it up with you guys to see what we're thinking and where the NFL's going, what teams really won free agency and whatnot. So, glad to be here. Look at Big E just getting love off rip.
Joe, shout out our guy Joe. That's our Joe. Shout out Joe. Good to have you in here. And of course, we're a little around the room again. We got that just one man, and he's got the glass in his hand. We got the Witster in the house. How we feeling?
Feeling fucking good, dude. Big day. Lot to talk about. Was on the thread. Could barely concentrate at work, but shit was flowing. Got all kinds of controversial things. Big signings. Old running backs. Old quarterbacks. Fucking nobodies. Everybody's. I'm excited. I'm excited to see. We thought last time was emotional. I want to see how Sach acts this night. You know what I mean?
Oh, God.
Say the wrong thing. I know he put something hot out on the text. I'm not going to let him forget about it as we move through this discussion. So, yeah, I'm ready.
Of course, absolutely. Good to have you here, my friend. And, of course, we got the money man himself, Big E in the house. How we doing tonight, E?
Outstanding. First and foremost, shout out to Jaguar Joe. He's out there watching. I know he's out there. Yeah, right? What a great day. 2-1 in college. Like Sach said, I lost by the hook. So that's you live and die by that hook sometimes. So, but real good. And what did today show? The NFL. It's the king of sports. We're getting ready to jump into March Madness. It's the final push for NBA playoffs, and all that shit got bumped off the news for NBA or for NFL today. The king of sports is back. Never left.
100%, guys. Yeah, let's just hop into it. A lot of things happen, a lot of action in the NFL today. New signings, new faces, and new places. We'll start with you, Sach. What was your big takeaway from the day? I guess a lot of action happened in the NFL.
I mean, yeah, the biggest take for me is that affects me personally, and being a Cowboys fan, NFC East guy. Saquon Barkley headed over there to the Eagles. That was the one big thing that I honestly didn't see coming. I don't remember anyone really talking about Saquon going to the Eagles. Obviously, DeAndre Swift is out. A lot of that offense on the Philadelphia Eagles side that they're losing linemen, they're losing running backs. I think this was a huge pickup for them. They needed to get a dynamic running back like Saquon who can catch out of the backfield. Probably take the tush push off of Jalen Hurts a little bit. How he said last episode where, Jason Kelce's not there and he's the head of the horse that runs that play. So I'm interested to see how they're going to go with that. And, I mean, Saquon Barkley's not DeAndre Swift. So, when they get to that 1 yard line, I don't see them, doing the tush push with Jalen Hurts too much. But, yeah, I mean, that's probably the biggest one. Good pickup for them. Terrible departure on the Cowboys side as well. Tony Pollard headed over there to Tennessee, headed back home for himself. He went to Memphis. I believe he's from Tennessee for sure too. And the Cowboys, once again, just no splash, nowhere to be seen right now. I don't know what we're doing as an organization, but I mean, Saquon's the biggest one. Like I said, good pickup for them. And, the NFC East is going to be a battle between those two once again, how it is every year. The Commanders made a couple splashes. But I mean, that was the big one that really caught my eye. And I mean, I'm all over the place right now with signings, so I'll let you guys go on what was your biggest takeaway, because I could talk forever.
Real quick, we got 19 live listeners in the chat tonight, guys. We are live on YouTube, Twitch, and X. Appreciate everyone being in here. If you got a comment or a question you want to ask, just throw it in the live chat. We'll throw it on the show, get the conversation up and rolling. But appreciate everyone being here. Give us a like, a follow, and subscribe, guys. We give out free sports bets every day on TikTok and Instagram, as well as X. Just follow that at the Bet Champ Show. You can find us, guys. We'll roll over back to Whit. What was your big takeaway from the day, my guy?
Oh man, started with Russell Wilson, right? 1 year. Where does Cody Pickett go now? Is this another developmental year? Does Russ get the starting job? Does that shake his foundation coming into the league? Baker Mayfield over there, did he finally find a home? Is he finally going to get some skis and get going? I've always been a Baker fan since college. And then you go to Kirk Cousins, 35-year-old, $180 million contract. Just absolutely insane. Saquon, that's a huge one. Never saw him going from the Giants to the Eagles. Just a lot of big things going on, a lot of unanswered things. And then what about the Packers, man? Aaron Jones leaving, them picking up Josh Jacobs, and then Bakhtiari dipping, and then picking up McKinney in the defensive secondary. So not sure where they're going. I understand the Bakhtiari move. I understand Aaron Jones, 8th year in the league. Injuries have been upon him, but man, what a beast at the end of the year. Could they have gotten Josh Jacobs? Don't know what the cap room was. Didn't have time to read up on that. But then another thing that hasn't quite hit the NFL yet, but coming into the NFL, Caleb Williams cancels visit to the Bears, increasing his diva or whatever's going on status. Look forward to reading that or discussing it on the show. So a lot of drama in the NFL, a lot of it. USC fight on guy. Not a big Caleb Williams guy. Don't know what he's going to do. And then, hey, one that no one's thinking about, the Mac Jones to the Jaguars, dude. What does that do? You know what I mean? When you look at Trevor Lawrence, yes, he's highs and lows. He's like the stock market. So, hey, now they have a backup, a viable backup. Peterson develops quarterbacks. So, man, it's going to be interesting. Like, this is just the beginning. So, those are my takeaways, all over the place, but I'm excited because there's enough logs on the fire that this thing's going to smolder for a while.
Yeah, I'm with everybody there. There was a couple surprises. Obviously, we knew some of these moves that were coming down, but no idea the Packers were going to release Jones. I'll tell you, my two biggest plays in touchdown scores the last 2 years, cash makers, are Eckler and Jones. And they're both kind of on the market right now. No, Eckler went to the Commanders. So you still have Jones out there. Maybe he goes down to Dallas and not Henry. You know, where are all these guys pecking out at? There was a lot of running back movement today. To your point, you couldn't really keep track of everything. And I think it'll be nice to see Kirk Cousins. 100 of that's guaranteed. He'll never see that other $80 million. But he has 100 guaranteed, so, good on him as well. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting. And to your point, you look at some of the losers, and not this Caleb Williams not wanting to visit the Bears. They'll draft who they want to draft, but what do you do now? These quarterbacks where they were talking about sending or trading Fields to, Pittsburgh got Russell Wilson. Atlanta sitting with Kirk Cousins. What do you do? I'd hold on to him. And then wait and see what happens during the season when you have an Aaron Rodgers type injury, the guy that goes down, and then you try to make a move. But his window in that trade window is getting really, really small.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think obviously the bigger ones, right? You have Kirk Cousins to Atlanta, Saquon to the Eagles. Those were kind of the big ones today. There was some surprise. The one that really surprised me, obviously, to what you guys were just saying, Aaron Jones getting released from the Pack. That guy came out big time in the end of the season for the Packers, was a huge reason why they had that kind of playoff run that they did. Little shock. I was shocked because first it said Josh Jacobs was going to the Packers, and then a couple moments after they said they were releasing Aaron Jones. I was thinking, dang, they got a two-headed horse now over there and whatnot. So really shocked that they released him. let's see where he ends up, but he's still like a deadly weapon wherever he can go. Other thing, Gabe Davis, right, is gone now from the Bills, moving on to Jacksonville. That's kind of a little kind of a sleeper one, but me and Sach have kind of been talking throughout the season. He was kind of having some issues, you could tell, there in Buffalo. Looks like he was getting in a lot of arguments over there, a lot of in-house stuff. So, and there was a lot of fans kind of chirping at him when they lost against Chiefs. You could tell he just did not want to be there. So, kind of no surprise there. Another one, though, Minshew Mania over to the Raiders. Love me some Minshew.
That's a fit. That's a fit.
Yeah, kind of cool. But, yeah, just some wild stuff going on. Of course, we're going to see some more tomorrow, guys, see what's going on. There's still a lot to be done in the NFL. Still, still free agent quarterbacks to probably be picked up. I feel like we'll see a lot more of that tomorrow with everything going on. So we'll keep you posted with that, as well as, guys, we got 23 live listeners here live on YouTube, Twitch, and X. Show us some love. Smash that like button. Throw us a comment, and we'll throw you out on the show. But appreciate everyone being here. For the fellas here, what is our big takeaway? Kind of, who do you think won today, I guess? And then who are you a little surprised didn't make a move today?
Well, I'll start off with saying who I think is the loser of today. I think it's Jacksonville. I mean, you're paying a guy 3 years, $39 million for Gabe Davis, who's a guy who will go non-existent for 2-3 game stretches. And I mean, it's different because when I look at, like, when they signed Christian Kirk a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, they paid him like a top 5 wide receiver in the league. And he didn't have wide receiver 1 numbers. And now you're doing that 3-year 39 with Gabe Davis, who a guy, I mean, he really didn't. He had Josh Allen as his quarterback, and he still wasn't getting that $39 million production. And now you have 2 guys that are, I think, in my opinion, overpaid. Christian Kirk, I don't really still consider him a number 1 wide receiver because he's had some bad games as well this last year. Obviously, that injury left him out for, I think, the last 6-7 games of the year. And I just don't see how Jacksonville could have done that. And then obviously with the signing of Mac Jones, he's just going to be a backup. I think his whole career in the NFL is just going to be a backup. He's serviceable. That's a good pickup for Jacksonville just in case Trevor Lawrence, goes down. But I mean, I just don't see how their offense really got improved. I mean, they had good wide receivers that honestly I think were better than Gabe Davis at some times. You had Ridley, you had Jones, who was a good one. I forgot what his name was. It Zay Jones? But I mean, I think they were the losers of today. They could have, I think, maybe used that on a better weapon. Maybe, another running back that could help out ETN in the backfield. But that's what I took away from them being losers. And then, I mean, this was still the first day, so there's still lots of movement that could go on and happen. I was very surprised to see Dallas not make a move just because I paid such close attention to them. There were running backs flying left and right. Now we don't have a running back number 1. And what he said, there's really only 2 guys that we can go and get. It's either Derrick Henry or Aaron Jones. And I mean, one of them is definitely coming. There's no way you can't do it. And it's just been the history of the Cowboys. They don't really make any big free agency moves year in and year out. So I think the Cowboys and Jacksonville were probably the biggest losers of today, unless they make a move for one of those guys. So,
man, I don't know, man. I like the Mac Jones thing. I'm not against the Gabe Davis, $39 million, 3 years. They got him cheap. I don't know how much that was guaranteed, but I don't think it was much. Gabe Davis stretches the field.
No, $39 million? That's not too cheap.
Man, for
3 years?
Buffalo. How much was guaranteed though?
Everyone's salary cap also went up $30 million this year as well.
Yeah,
so
$11 million
outrageous price.
Gabe Davis, don't sleep. AFC Championship game or divisional game, 3 touchdowns a year ago. The dude is good. I think Buffalo has become toxic. I think McDermott's lost the locker room. I was going to bring this up. I think the losers so far in this offseason have been the Buffalo Bills. Poyer, White, too much into Von Miller, Gabe Davis. Those are all folks that have been there. So when I look at the Buffalo Bills, huge losers, huge questions going next year. And not to mention a lot of bad breakups at the end of the season, leading for more toxicity coming into this one. McDermott's last year, he's on a win it, get to the Super Bowl or you're gone type deal. So I think the Bucs won with Baker. I think 3 years at 100, that was a win. I think stabilize that position. I also think in terms like E said with Kirk Cousins, I know he's not going to see the back half of that deal, but it allows Atlanta to win now, be relevant in the first round, second round of the playoffs. If they're not, that's a problem. But it allows them to draft a quarterback, develop them, and then move on and transition smoothly if they do it right. That's been a little bit of a dysfunctional organization. In terms of the Bears, in a really difficult spot because I do believe Caleb Williams and his dad are really trying to sabotage that entry into Chicago. Puts them in a very difficult spot. What do they do with Justin Fields? It's unfair to Justin Fields. He's had multiple coordinators. Chicago has not really taken care of him. I don't think he's a starter in this league, but I think he could be a game manager for a year to 3. He could have been better than he was now. So when you look at those things, Russell Wilson, though, to Pittsburgh is going to be interesting with him and Mike Tomlin. I think Russell Wilson is a fragile guy. I think Mike Tomlin and him will forge a bond. I just don't know what it does to Pickett and his development. And I do believe Pickett needs another year to sit. So Russell Wilson is going to, I believe, ensure that Tomlin gets his 20th year over 500 type fucking season. So all kinds of things. What I'm waiting for is the running back to Dallas. And if it's Aaron Jones, they're going to be explosive. But I think the move that I would do is Derrick Henry because it offsets you from being finesse to I can power the shit out of you. And I can literally win a game by running this dude 32 times. And I think they need that. And then Saquon and going to Philly, man, I just didn't see that. So just some crazy moves, but Dallas not doing anything shocked me. And what's going on in Buffalo, I'd love to see the way ahead with that because that window is closed very rapidly, and they're losing key pieces.
Yeah, I mean, all good points. I think Atlanta was the winner, not just because of Kirk Cousins, but now what they can do. They have the number 8 pick in the draft. Witt said, hey, go get a quarterback. Maybe you hold off this year. You could trade that pick, get more, or go out and get another impact player. Go get who's the guy, the tight end from Georgia, Brock. Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers. But then you have Bowers and Pitts out there with London and Robinson in the back. I mean, there's a lot they can do now with that 8th pick or trade it for more. So I think and they got a solid quarterback. Cousins is solid.
Yeah, he can throw the rock.
Yeah. I get he's coming off that Achilles, but Cousins was always good for 300 yards, 2 or 3 touchdowns. He was a fantasy delight as a quarterback.
When Cousins went out,
go ahead.
No, when Cousins went out, remember he was leading league in touchdown pass at 18. He was number 2 in passing over 2,300 yards. And I 100% agree with you.
And he did have Jefferson for like 8 games.
Yeah. So I got him as the winner right now. It's day 1. We got a long way to go. I know you probably hate to hear this, ZJ, but even before it started, Broncos are the loser. I mean, they're on the hook $39 million for Russell's salary. He went in there and finessed the hell out of that. Said, just give me the league minimum, give me $1.2 million, and the Broncos will pay the rest of my salary because they didn't have to pay the difference in what he signed for. They trade Judy away. It just went to a total rebuild from a possible playoff team, to that. So I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe they make some moves. They move up from 12. There's still things that can happen, but just, oh, God, right? And I think because I live in Colorado, you're seeing it real time, right? You're hearing about it. You're seeing it. And just, I don't know what they're going to do. They're in too many financial hell, player hell, where are we going? It's a rebuild. So we'll see what they do. I think the Broncos probably had the worst off season. I won't say free agency, let's say, but off season. Still some Saquon to Philly was really surprising, pretty interesting. Saquon, I think this next year is going to come out and ball just to prove that point that I still got stuff. Remember last year, defenses stacked the box. All right, Aaron Jones, who the hell are you going to throw to? Name a receiver on the Giants. You know what I mean? He has players around him now where he can ball out and show what he has. Still excited for what the Cowboys do. I think if they can get Jones or Henry, that's a win, right? But I just don't know the way things are going. You know, their phones are blowing up, and what is Jerry doing? You know,
Nothing. He's doing nothing. He's just sitting his ass down.
Oh, when they let Pollard go, I thought the next, because this is the way it's been. It's kind of been a domino. Hey, Jacobs to Green Bay. Green Bay releases this. Pollard went to North Carolina. I thought right away the next shoe was going to be Dallas signed, and it just kind of like it got skipped out of the lineup, and everyone else is still picking running backs. You know, you listen to the NFL Network and the four-letter networks and stuff, and they try to tell you that the running back, you know, is a minimal position in a dying game, but that was all that got off the board today. Besides one quarterback, they were scooping up these running backs. It's a premier position if you have one, right? It's golden. And then the Chiefs, they re-signed Chris Jones. They bring Chris Jones back. I think that's big. That's the anchor on that defense. There were some other moves that were getting made today. That
and the Raiders got the defensive tackle. So that was a big one.
Yes, from Miami.
From so you got Wilkins out of Miami. So that was another big one for the Raiders.
That's huge.
You know, and in terms of Cousin, that division is weak. So Atlanta should be immediately a favorite in that division. So
I think they had, and Sox, you may know, I think they had 9 wins last year. So how many wins does Cousin bring in? You know?
Yep. Brings in at least 3 more. Desmond Ridder was looking god-awful for half the season. They got rid of the bonehead Arthur Smith, who didn't even like Bijan Robinson. I mean, they had weapons, and he's just not even using them.
Just
but now the thing is, Arthur Smith couldn't do anything with all those weapons over there in Atlanta, and now he's the offensive coordinator for the Pittsburgh Steelers. What is he going to do with Russell Wilson? I mean, I don't see like Atlanta. I don't see Pittsburgh being like a better fit for Arthur Smith and Russell Wilson and Kenny Pickett when they really didn't have anything. I mean, now you're going to Najee Harris, who's as slow as molasses in the open field. And then you got who was the guy that you kept betting on? The other running back for them, the backup? He was pretty good. But yeah, I mean, I just don't see Arthur Smith going over there as offensive coordinator and kind of switching that up. I think they'll just stay the same old Pittsburgh. They'll get their little 8-8 record, 8-9 record, whatever that is. And, you know, they'll just keep it moving. Like you said, they got the guy on a vet minimum. So him and Kenny Pickett are just going to battle it out on whose hands are smaller and who could throw the ball the deepest. And that's pretty much it. But I have to go.
And
Go ahead.
Pittsburgh comes to Denver this year.
Yeah, it's going to be rough.
Yeah, that's going to be terrible. I was going to say this. What I was looking up, I just kept letting you go when you were talking about the Jaguars. You want to know what's his name? The names are Gabe Davis. God, sorry. He had 5 games this last year, Gabe Davis, with 0 catches.
Yeah, he had a bad year.
And he had 2 games with 1 catch. How is that $39 million? You got Josh Allen.
I think so. I have a vested interest in Buffalo Bills. I want to see him win for a buddy, and I want to see him lose for others. But so I watch a lot, man. I like Josh Allen. But what I'll tell you is Gabe Davis is on the up and come, right? And I think I'm gonna be honest, man. Buffalo's locker room, and Diggs is a huge piece. Is toxic. Is fucking toxic. And watch Diggs. Don't be surprised to see Diggs get moved. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Buffalo's like, fuck it, we're going to clean house. work on continuity, this. But he may end up in Dallas. Don't be shocked if they pay a little bit of his salary to offload him, because I think he's toxic. But Gabe Davis has done a lot of good things. He was on an upward trajectory. He definitely had a down year. I don't know if it was the environment, the culture. I don't know if it was his, he had a nagging injury for part of the year. But I'm a Gabe Davis fan. I know that they overpaid for Christian Kirk, but Christian Kirk balled out the first year. Like this year, he was down. He's an undersized guy. What I think Peterson's trying to do is get guys in that organization where I got pieces. Like, you can't just key on one guy. That's what he did in Philly. That's how Foles won. Like, you couldn't just cover one person.
He's just going to have a wide receiver room of number twos.
And
wide receiver number two.
Do you really need a number one if you have Trevor Lawrence healthy and you can spread the ball to 5 people?
I can't get on Trevor Lawrence.
Back to my next point. Will we have a quarterback controversy because Trevor goes down 3 games and Mac Jones wins 3 straight?
No, that won't happen. That won't happen.
Okay. So you start the year off.
That will not happen. I promise you.
You start the year off 5-2. You start the year off 5-2, and then Lawrence goes down because he hasn't been able to stay healthy. Lawrence goes down, and you look at his last part of the season, loss. His playoff game, terrible fucking first half or great first half. No, terrible first half, bad second half. So you go 5-2. Mac Jones comes in, you win 3 straight. Oh, now you
Mac Jones
8-2.
Mac Jones 3 straight. Mac Jones and 3 straight don't go together.
Hey, I'm telling you right now.
Mac Jones and 3 straight are that's like an enigma. Like, that don't happen.
Dude,
Mac Jones got benched 3 games in a row up in New England.
Bro,
Bill Belichick Bill Belichick said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to run the ball. Hold on. Bill Belichick said, I'm going to run the ball 98% of the time in a game rather than let Jones throw it.
Dude,
I'm going to run the ball. And then
you're an AFC game. Guy.
Whit loves him some Mac Jones.
I don't like Mac Jones, but I will say
there's no way. Whit must have it.
He is an AFC East guy. He's an AFC East guy. Here's the deal. Has Mac Jones – Belichick was terrible with that. He drafted – tell me one offensive weapon Mac Jones ever had. He made the Pro Bowl. He had a
Ramondre Stevenson, Devontae Parker.
Are we serious right now?
We are. When you compare him to Trevor Lawrence, I can't do with that. Man.
That's wild.
Better than Lawrence.
I'm saying that the team dynamics. Let's talk leadership. Doug Peterson played underneath Brett Favre. Trevor Lawrence goes down for 3 games. Mac Jones goes 3-0.
That won't happen. That won't happen though.
Man,
that's a lot of ifs.
I'm telling you. Well, hey, ZJ. I know you're touching your ear, man, for comfort. I know that's your safety thing, that soft thing. But, hey, clip this piece right here so whenever it fucking becomes a controversy in the Jaguars thing, not because Mac Jones is better, but because the offense and everything stays on schedule. And Doug Peterson was a backup, and he likes nothing more than to take someone like Nick Foles. And he's a fucking egomaniac, too, because he never got his due. So he wants a guy that is second tier and say, look, I'm the genius. I don't need fucking this talent to go out and win. You take that clip, I don't know what minute we're at in here, 28-30, put it back to 27 minutes when he was yelling at me like I'm grounded, and Sauce was like
man. It was just
yelling at me like I parked in his yard.
That was a hot take. It was just the hottest take we had on this show.
Well, the hottest fucking take today was when ZJ said on the thread, I want Darnold. And you didn't have nothing to say because that motherfucker's a ghostbuster.
Well, who comes out there? What? We go back to Sasha's conversation. Who is out there? Who do you think you're gonna get?
As soon as ZJ said I want Darnold, all I could think of, I cannot wait for E's response. Fucking Ghostbuster Donald. Sees ghosts.
It's either that or Zach Wilson. All right, real quick. Shout out to all the live listeners, guys. We got 25 live viewers in the chat tonight, live on YouTube, Twitch, and X. I got 2 questions for the live chat right now. First question, how many drinks do you think Witt's had tonight? And over to our second question, who is still left out in free agent? What do you think? And where would you guys like to see them land? I'm going to throw that out to the live chat, guys. Throw your answers in there. We'll toss them out on the show. Here's what I'll have to say about everything. I'll give you my take real quick. Obviously, I think Atlanta made a huge move today. Kirk Cousins, awesome. They got weapons over there. Bijan Robinson, Nick London. I think they're going to get some stuff going over there. There are two sleeper teams, though, I think got better, and not a lot of people are talking about. There are weapons now being moved over to the Chicago Bears. You got DeAndre Swift going over there. You got Kevin Byard, a very good safety, going over on that Chicago defense. There's weapons transitioning over there. They got a lot of picks coming. They're going to get Marvin Harrison Jr., one of the top wide receivers we have seen in college football. He's going to make his way over there, as well as they got the first round pick. So I think the Bears are slightly.
He's going to the Cardinals. The Cardinals are
He won't
drafting
go over
Harrison
there.
Jr.
I don't think he will.
No.
You don't think he's going to go?
No, because the only reason I think that is because if they're going to trade they have the first and like the third pick or the fourth pick or something like that.
I think it's the first and the third. Or it might be the fourth.
Who's that?
The Bears.
The Bears.
No,
So-
it's Bears, Commanders, Patriots, Cardinals, Chargers, Giants. Bears
Yeah,
are down at 9.
9.
Oh,
Oh,
they
are
got-
down to
They
9.
got
They
first-
got-
They started winning in the end. They
first
started
and
My
winning.
bad. My bad.
Harrison Jr. is going to Cardinals.
So they won't get Harrison. So Ryan Poles, he's either thinking, that's the Bears GM. Ryan Poles is either going to trade the first round pick for a haul of players. And the reason why they haven't really made anything is because they're waiting to put the pressure on whoever wants Caleb Williams. You're going to have like very minimal
You're gonna
time to send an offer,
you're gonna
and you're
have
going
to
to have
pay
to
for
send the house for him. Just
Yeah.
like how they did, just like how they finessed the Panthers last year. You want Bryce Young, you're going to send over a lot of shit. You're going to send over your number one next year, and you're going to send over two key players that we can work with. Ryan Poles is, I think, one of the best GMs in the league with what he's doing with the Bears.
Dude, they're
They
making
got
moves over
Montez
there.
Sweat. They got Montez Sweat, extended him, who was an animal when he got to the Bears. He was an animal in Washington. Re-signed Jalen Johnson, their cornerback, the young corner, and now he has this pick again that he used last year because he didn't even want Bryce Young. And now they got DeAndre Swift. I think they should keep Justin Fields.
They got DJ Moore still.
They got DJ
Yeah,
Moore.
they got
from the
DJ Moore. Like I said,
Panthers.
just signed Kevin Byard, the safety, really good safety. They're getting pieces over there. I think they're moving the needle little by little.
They also signed 2 offensive linemen today, which is huge because their downfall last year was Justin Fields didn't have a lot of time to really throw the ball. I mean, he was holding the ball regardless, but now you give him a better offensive line where you don't have to rely on him to run the ball like a madman for 80 to 100 yards. And now he could just hand it off to DeAndre Swift, and they got another running back over there, Khalil something. But I mean, the Bears are looking good, and I think they're going to wait. You're not going to see a move made by them probably until later to draft time. But I'm curious on who's really going to give up the house for Caleb Williams, like I said, ZJ, they're either going to draft him or they're going to trade a shit ton of stuff.
Yeah.
And
Makes sense.
right now, you don't really want to wait on a wide receiver. I mean, Marvin Harrison's going to be a beast, but you just never know with rookie anything. So I think they're either going to trade him for a damn good that one pick for a damn good wide receiver and a couple draft picks. So that's where I see them headed in that direction.
I think, and then the other kind of sleeper team, obviously this team is still kind of out of a lot of debates and everything. They still got a lot to work on, but I think who got a little better today is the Tennessee Titans. They picked up a lot of players today. Obviously, they got Tony Pollard. And then I don't know if you guys know this one. They picked up Lloyd Cushenberry today from the Denver Broncos because we could not pay this guy. This guy is an all-star center. They're paying him $40 million over there, which is crazy. We just didn't afford him. We had to get rid of him and everything. So it was a huge steal from there. So little pieces over there in Tennessee. And then it just kind of – that was the other thing I was going to bring up. How these linemen and like these right guards and everything are getting paid is insane. These guys are making some cash money. I mean, these guys are getting paid. It's really cool to see. But and then going back to kind of what he said, I think the Broncos are just with on absolutely everything. I was shocked that the Cowboys didn't make a move today either. I was really thinking they were going to get a running back today. And to what Satch was saying, I mean, you got Derrick Henry and Aaron Jones still out there. You have to make a move. You have to get something going. Derrick Henry's going to go somewhere and do great things. I mean, he's got a lot left in him. Whoever picks up him, that's going to move the needle a lot. And then back to the Broncos thing with Witt kind of throwing shade my way. I'm going to go back to, I mean, there's no quarterbacks out there to get. And especially with our budget right now, the best free agent I would take now, because I think it would be so stupid for the Broncos to try to trade up or get someone so early if they can't get the top 3 quarterbacks, which is Caleb Williams, Drake May, and Jaden McDaniels. We're not even touching those guys. So I don't want to waste a pick to try to get up there if we're not going to get them. And I don't want to go so early to get J.J. McCarthy early in the draft. So you get a veteran quarterback, Sam Darnold. You have him there for a couple games, and then we're starting to develop another guy. It would just be so stupid to blow our first-round pick on someone so early, because whoever gets picked first, if we get a first-round quarterback and everything, this guy is not going to be our savior. He's not going to be our savior if he's in the top 3. So, yeah, take a chance, get a veteran quarterback who's been out there, and I think Sam Darnold is the best one out there right now. There's no one else out there. So that's just my take.
You're in a rebuild anyway, so I do like your point of that.
Yeah, that's the thing. No one we bring over is going to save us.
And you have nothing. You lost your center. You lost your wide receiver. I mean, the team, all he's going to do is get killed if you get a rookie in there right now, right? Get a veteran. They're probably going to go with Stedham and just let that be. But I wanted to say another close to winner. I'll say 1B in winning is the Eagles, and here's why. They got Barkley. They took Huff from the Jets, the defensive end.
Yep.
Fletcher Cox, Kelsey each retired. That freed up $25 million in salary cap, and the cap went up $30 million. They got $55 million to go out there and spend.
Yeah.
They're just retooling, piecing everything together, and they're going to come back that much stronger. When those 2 guys left, that freed up $25 million. So they're just getting started as well. But I like your points, Z. I mean, it doesn't matter who. It doesn't matter even who's quartering the Broncos right now. It could be Zach Wilson.
I mean,
right?
Don't waste this first round pick if you know you can get a guy later on in these drafting rounds. I mean, do not waste that. This guy, whoever you
Hold up.
Quarterback, you need a young quarterback.
Breaking news. Joe Mixon released, another running back in the circuit.
Higgins,
bro. Yeah, hang on real quick. Trade. That's a little crazy because T. Higgins is also requesting that trade. Shout out to him for throwing that out there. I'm surprised we didn't talk
are these quarter is Joe Burrow that good? We don't know. I don't know.
What is hang on, real quick. What is something going on in Cincinnati that we don't know about? Like why are these guys kind of, you would think they have a great team going from, why they want to stay, especially with T. Higgins.
They had to release Mixon because they got to pay Chase right after this year.
But peep this.
But I'm talking
Taylor.
T. Higgins.
Taylor gets into it. Taylor gets into it. With
Higgins was going to be on the. Sorry, just so ZJ knows, Higgins is on the franchise tag. So, like, that's why they franchise tagged him so they could pay Chase after this year and just rent out T. Higgins for 1 year because maybe this is the year. That's the only reason why they franchise tagged him. And if he had,
the Bengals signed Zach Moss.
Yeah, they just got
signed Zach Moss. That's why they got rid of Mixon. That's their and they had the rookie last year that was quick as hell.
That is crazy.
So I think Higgins too.
Would you take Joe Mixon, Sach?
I would take any fucking running back, CJ. We don't have one.
I wouldn't take him, man. I like Joe Mixon, but I think he's aged. I think Joe Mixon's aged. I think he's matured since slapping the taste out of the young ladies in Oklahoma. But back to Darnold. Obviously, you guys are not mental health advocates. If you want Darnold with Peyton in Denver after Russell when he's seen ghosts in fucking New York. Like you're about to, dude. This could be the one of the worst tragedies you've ever seen with Darnold going to that, dude. You think he embarrassed Russell Wilson? Let him come off and be like, "Hey, well, who were you throwing to?" And he's like, "I saw ghosts, coach. I saw ghosts."
Real quick, Whit. Real quick. Who are we going to get? Answer the question.
Dude, I think there's guys out there, right?
Like
I
JJ
think.
McCarthy.
You got if you're gonna give me a problem, then give me a plan.
Well, number one, you can go with Stidham, right? What's work? I'm not saying Darnold's not going to be better than Stidham. 2, you can go get Mariota. You can go get dude. I'm gonna tell you right now.
What are we doing?
That young cat. Hold on. What are we doing? What are we doing? We're not hanging uniforms behind us like we're in the reserves. That's what we're doing. We're active duty here. We're fucking going for it. Hey, the young quarterback in Las Vegas, I liked him. I liked him a lot. Now they got, your boy over there. But, dude, Darnold is washed, bro. If you don't like Mac Jones, like, Darnold was terrible. USC right here all day long. He's terrible.
Darnold is not
terrible.
the answer, but he's the spot-filling quarterback we need right now.
So-
we need
so
to get
you're gonna
someone
get
there while we draft. We're going to get him and draft a quarterback.
Why go pay someone when you're going to end up in the same spot, though? Go spend the money up there.
We would give Sam Darnold a veteran's minimum of $1 million.
What's Stidham getting paid? $368,000.
Yeah, he's getting paid a lot. It's not. Here's the thing, and I feel like people don't get this with the Broncos right now. Whoever we get free agency is not the answer. We just need guys here right now to see what goes down. Whoever we get in the draft is not the answer. They're not. Whoever we get in the draft is not going to start game one. I can guarantee you that.
Look, I'm a Sean Payton guy. I like Sean Payton, but I do understand he hasn't evolved. And if it was me, I don't know what to guarantee, but I get rid of Sean Payton. I go get Vrabel. He's Denver. Like, dude, Sean Payton is toxic, bro. Toxic. I would get rid of him.
He's
dude.
got a lot of ego.
Like, just recently got divorced a few years back. Like, since before that and since then, it's just been egregious. His behavior is like dude has no humility. He can't admit when he's wrong. He can't fall back. Like, man, it's going to be bad for Denver for a long time. For a long, long time. So
Yeah.
now you got the Rockies.
We just got to get guys in the slot.
Hope you got a good hotline with the Rockies and Denver out there playing the way they're playing.
But yeah, cool stuff in the chat, guys. 24 live viewers and listeners. Show us some love. Smash that like button. Give us a follow on the social media accounts, guys. We toss out free sports picks each and every day, and the boys are a buzzing. Looking good so far. E's always got some hot zingers for you, as well as me and Sach give you the early NBA player props, as well as we got the parlay show every Saturday, guys. So just be sure to give us a follow. Free to you guys to just get some extra money in your pocket. But since we're back to it, Witt's always got all the answers for us. So let's hop to it.
Humility, man. Humility. Don't come in here like ZJ. Most people don't want to see an egomaniac. Yes, I was young. I was arrogant. I was crass, but take some sage advice like he gave me back in the day. Don't be that guy that comes in with all the answers and says an older guy than you has all the answers. ZJ came on here and his answer was Sam Darnold. That's like saying everyone else asked pretty girls to prom and the only one left is this toxic chick that's got mental health issues that told you she literally saw a ghost on national television. You don't take her to prom. Your family will start questioning you. Your friends will start questioning you. Don't do that. Be humble, lead with humility, and be that person that wants to persevere through the hard times, not walk away from it like Russell Wilson and even Sean Payton, man, driving him out of there. So, hey, that's Witt's wisdom. What I'll tell you is, ZJ and Darnold, I hope it happens because I can't wait to watch it play out every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday morning. That's all I got for you tonight. You're muted, big time.
Sorry, my man. There we go. Shout out to our guy Witt, guys, in the chat. Witt's wisdom every Monday night. He always gets some good thoughts for us. Get some good stuff for all the live listeners. Real quick, just to reiterate, though, Sam Darnold is not my answer. I have to repeat myself again. But shout out to Witt again. Always throwing out the good stuff for all the live viewers and listeners.
Look at wow. That was deep. You said that was
Gee.
Skywalker.
Skywalker.
Thanks for being a part of the show. Skywalker, Wits Wisdom every Monday night. You can catch him here. He's always here to uplift the crowd, get you guys going. And we'll get back to the show, guys. What are we thinking right now? Everything going on. How are we feeling? NBA thoughts.
Easy.
Obviously, we're getting closer and closer. We'll switch over to some basketball as well as the March Madness tournament, guys. Getting closer. But before we hop into that, what did you guys make of the women's basketball? South Carolina's LSU, the little scramble at the end. I just kind of wanted to hear your guys' take on that one.
I mean,
Basketball.
I love it.
Just emotion, basketball, heat of the game. We make too much about that stuff now. You know what I mean? That was an everyday occurrence, 10 years ago. Maybe not in women's basketball, but there was nothing, nothing too bad. There was no.
But they shook hands.
punches
But they
thrown.
shook.
No one
But
got hurt.
you guys shook hands afterwards, right? That's what Whit and E said that one time, that they shook hands after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
It's like it's like the UFC
Now it's
fight.
good
Hey, we
game.
go to
Now it's
war,
good
and
game
it's
after.
like,
It's
hey,
good
you
game
got
after.
me, man.
so now
I
the
got
show.
you, or you got me.
Hey, so now the show has become a toxic relationship where we bring up old shit into the present. We got female emotions coming into a all male show where it's like 3 months ago, E and Witt said this, and fuck them, I'm going to bring it up. Anyways, the Kim Mulkey thing I think was blown out of proportion. What I think her and Reese have a strained relationship, or have had a strained relationship. I think she was saying, I wish she would have done that to Reese to gas her up for the tournament. And I think they want to beat South Carolina in the tournament or go past them in the tournament. South Carolina obviously undefeated. I think people are reading into too much of the Kim Mulkey thing. She's not trying to advocate for confrontation or violence. What she's trying to do is she's playing a card for later in the year to hope it hits. And who wouldn't do that? Who wouldn't motivate someone like that? You're trying to win a championship, and I think she's ultra competitive. Whether I agree with it or not, but I think that was
Remember when the media was all worked up and Duke was upset because Wake Forest stormed the court, and we talked about it. And what did we say? We said, look, it'll be off the news by tomorrow. That's all this is. This shit will be gone and forgotten about by tomorrow. No one's talking about that anymore. No one's talking about storming the courts. No one's. It was just fodder for today's media. Now that the free agency opened up, all that shit, it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's just. Ooh, push me, knock me down. Ooh,
100%, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You shake hands at the end, Scott. You always shake hands. Be a gentleman.
Tell them good game. Tell them good
I wouldn't
game.
shake those hands. I would have left.
Hey, respect the game, Sach.
Cool
Like
stuff.
him,
We'll-
Yeah.
regardless of how much I hate him, still respect his game.
Yeah, true.
We'll hop right into it. Back into the NBA conversation as well as March Madness. We'll go to Sach first. Sach, where are we at kind of with everything as well as some of the plays? What can we tell the viewers and listeners just play-wise moving forward? What we got cooking?
You're talking for
Like,
a
what do
live
we do? What do we do what do we do in general and everything? What are we going to do moving forward?
Oh, we're gonna do
Tell us the future, Sox.
fraction. Yeah, so me and ZJ give out 2 picks every morning, 6:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Those are the NBA player props. E sends his, couple-minute video in and right around noon Mountain Standard Time. E's been on a
Probably
heater.
2 o'clock.
I think he's on a 15 and
I was
4.
13
run
and
rate.
4 last week. Yeah,
13-4,
13 and 4 last
Right
week.
that camera across the
So
desert.
you're on it. So he's 13 and 4 last week, 2 and 1 tonight, 15 and 5. On a run, 66%. You can't get that nowhere for free. And if they do, they're lying. So, always give us a follow.
Hey, Sach, what's a 15 and 5 record? What's the percentage on that?
That's 75%. My fault.
Yeah, I just wanted to check, man. 66,
75%. I was thinking of something. 75%. That's even better. 75% E's hitting that last week, and he got hooked today, which is shit. It is what it is. But he got
It is
hooked.
what it is.
But I
Lost by
mean,
half a point.
For March Madness,
And
going
here's the
over to
thing.
that.
Here's
we're
the
gonna
thing,
do-
too. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Sarge, but one last thing. Here's the thing, guys. We're not just out there telling you, hey, we're 75%, we're 90%. Our shit's recorded. You can go watch all of last week's shows and picks. The wins are there. So, and it's free. Just give us a like, give us a follow. That's all we're looking for. Yeah, and we're gonna keep it going. Sach is he hit the wrong
He's
bottle.
dying again. He's dying again.
Stop. Can't do math, and he's
Hacking
choking
on the
on the water.
camera.
It's like I'm
He's
still
hacking on-
drunk.
Can't
It's like I'm
breathe.
still drunk
No,
from
guys,
last
but like Eric said, guys, rolling hot with the picks and plays. It's for you guys. All you have to do is follow us on Instagram and TikTok, and you see what we're doing as well as what he said. You could watch back all the videos. You know, we're not selling you anything. You just give us a follow. We toss the plays out each and every day. We give you live stats, everything like the ones above, you know, so we give you the true points, what we're seeing, any trends we like for the day, guys, and we keep it rocking. We do the hard work for you guys. You just have to give us a follow and see what we're cooking.
Yeah, and I mean, I got a play for us right now, Zeej, if you want to go ahead and run that. I like one.
Here we go, guys. We got a live alert.
Oh, he's a fool. But I like Celtics game. God, I can't speak. Celtics game. Right now, you can get Delano Banton over 8.5 points at -120. Dude's been on fire scoring-wise, going up against his old team right now. He's going to get the minutes. You can get him at 8.5, like I said, -120, just checking into the game. Going to keep it close. Blazers, you know, they're going to run their old guys. He's a young guard, so I like Delano Banton right now over 8.5.
Get it now while it's hot, guys.
On the
show,
on the Blazers team, just so people know.
On the Blazers, guys. Get it now while we're hot. And here we go. We got about 9 minutes left in the show. Thank you. We got 23 live viewers and listeners, guys. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you guys. Let us know if there's anything you'd like us to discuss in the last 9 minutes in the comment section. Show us a comment and we'll throw you up on the screen, as well as for our parlay show every Saturday at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, guys. If you just shoot us a DM on Instagram and want to join the show, we will get you on camera on the show and toss your play in with the fellas for the parlay of the weekend. That one's always a huge hit and a banger, guys. So just shoot us a DM. But hit the comment section up right now. 9 minutes left, like I said. And what do we got going on right now? Kind of where are we at NBA-wise, guys? We'll just go quickly around before we wrap this thing.
I mean, I'm still in the same boat. I still like the Celtics. I know I got crucified on the last show that we did, but I still like them. I think that they're still rolling. If there was any added extra motivation for me to root harder for them, I'm going to do that by any means. Just ordered a Jason Tatum jersey in the mail. We'll be wearing that for the finals. So, you know, he's coming. Big bounce back game he had the other day, and I'm rocking with him. I'm just saying it right now. Celtics Nuggets, it's going to be fun. That's my futures right now for the NBA. Everyone's still stagnant right now, in my opinion, from where we were at last show, but that's who I'm rocking with. Jason Tatum jersey coming soon, a couple days.
You know, I'm in the same place. I take the field still. I think when you have to say a bounce back game, and then with Jason Tatum, and then when you look at the West, I still got the Nuggets. You look at Durant had 45 the other night, and it still wasn't enough. So it's wonky. It's weird. I feel bad for Giannis. I don't know what's going on in Milwaukee. That sucks. I think the Cavs, undersized guards, they're not going to be able to do it, but they're going to make some noise. Wouldn't be surprised for the Celtics to get to the finals, but I'd still take the field if I had seven teams versus the Celtics, just how competitive the East is. But that West, I know I'm repeating it, that play-in game, those 3 games are going to be something to watch in the West. So you got Dallas, you got the Lakers, you got Golden State, and who's the fourth one? Help me out here, Sach. Who's the fourth one? Fuck. Anyways, you got Sacramento. So you can have those 4 teams. I don't think they're going to move positions when you look at the standings. So you're going to have 2 games, and then you're going to have a third with the winners trying to get a 7 and 8 seed. So that's going to be interesting. That's going to kick off the playoffs, and I think it's going to be a super hyper competitive playoff series, other than who the Nuggets are playing. And I think those could be interesting because I think the Nuggets play their food sometimes.
Yeah, like tonight. tonight, playing with their food big
Yeah,
time.
like tonight with Toronto.
Big
I don't
time.
know, are they got
CJ,
anybody
why are you
playing
laughing
tonight?
like
I
that's a
don't know.
lie? Bro, they're in a dogfight with the team without freaking their best player and their center.
We're
That's
freaking
that's
eight,
Denver.
we're 8-1 right now, bro. Can we get a little rest?
Going
We've
up
been
against
fighting.
Kelly Olynyk. Kelly
Can we get a
Olynyk.
little rest? Good.
Hey,
Good God,
and I'm
you're gonna
glad
have an off night. We're 8-1 right now. What do you want?
Hey, another
Hey,
Jokic
CJ.
triple-double, another Jokic triple-double against the Raptors. Yeah.
hey, ZJ, how you do one thing is how you do everything.
Yes.
All right, and when you do that one thing with Toronto, it makes me question your behavior.
Shout out Jokic. I mean, yeah, he's just killing it right now. Why
Are
you
these
look like
guys not in the NBA? These
who's he talking about? Who you talking about, Sammy?
Sammy, who you got? Who you got, Sammy? Our guy. Who you talking about, Sammy? Throw him out there. Fire it out there, Sammy.
If he says me, I ain't showing that. No, I'm just kidding.
It's gonna be Zach
Hey,
because
Sammy.
Zach always trying to throw out like,
You
hey,
got Sammy?
wait a minute. He's always facilitating.
Shout out to our boy Sammy White Eyes.
We can't. Who you calling big bro? Sammy White Eyes.
Sammy White Eye.
Shout out Sammy White Eyes.
Sammy
White
White
Eyes
Eye.
in the chat. Shout out Sammy White Eyes and shout out our guy Joseph Montoya in the chat. That's our guy. Appreciate him being.
Uncle Rico. Who's Uncle Rico?
Yeah, that's from Joey Jaguar.
Oh,
Yeah, over to you. E.
Uncle
Over
Rico,
to
you know
E.
Uncle Rico, Napoleon Dynamite.
yeah.
That's who I heard. I wasn't going to bring it up, but I heard that is who Sean Payton called up. Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite. He could throw it over the mountains. So
He'll throw right over these Rocky Mountains.
yeah, he'll throw it right over the mountains. Zach, I got to tell you this too. You got worked up just like Sauce did when we were talking about Boston and they lost a game. And he was like, we just won 8 in a row. And you gave him no mercy. And now we reverse it. It's pretty interesting, the dynamics on this place. Yeah.
It's every episode. I just let it. It's like water off a duck's back. I just don't even pay attention to it.
I don't know about that, Sach. I feel like it's two alphas in there that haven't just figured out who's the alpha, who's the silverback. That's what it's seeming like over there.
I got Sach over here. Who's just trying to glaze the Warriors, but he can't do it because Steph Curry's best years are behind him.
That's
let's not get personal. Let's not get personal. We finishing on a positive note. Plus, it was my run. So.
Hey,
I like Denver out east.
Have you noticed though?
I like Denver out east still, and I'll take the field over Boston. Good news for the Knicks. OG's back tomorrow night. We get to run it back against the Sixers.
Damn, there we go.
Let's run that back one more time. And but yeah, that's where we're. And I'll let you guys do your piece. So Denver's up. Denver is up currently.
Give me Denver in the West. Give me Denver in the West. Best starting 5 in NBA. Not on paper, of course. And then give me the field over there in the East.
They don't put the lineups on paper? In the NBA?
No, because Sach always says, well, the Celtics got the best lineup on paper. Well, yeah, on paper, but not on the court. Not on the court.
That's why I picked the Nuggets. I put a future in with you for the Nuggets to win.
Hey, why does it? I noticed
Sammy White Eye said, "Why your voice cracking, Zach? Not on the court.
I'm getting nervous. Sach is making me nervous."
So this is a good. This is a good philosophy.
Show, though. What I noticed is like Sach has no sleeves tonight, but on Thursday he'll have sleeves and Jones will have no sleeves. It's like Jones. It's like an upper decker flex. You know what I mean on the screen.
Real quick, guys. Shout out to the 26 live viewers and listeners. Thank you guys for being part of the show. You can comment each and every night, and we'll throw you out in the chat. Last comment of the night, Sammy White Eyes again.
Ooh.
Who do we got? Who do we think's winning March Madness? We'll start with Sach. Quick answers. We'll go around.
I'm gonna go UConn just with how they're playing and obviously what they did last year. I mean, these are so hard to pick just because it's one game. It could be a 7th seed, an 8th seed, but if I had to pick today, I'd go UConn. With all the points that I just said, strong team, playing pretty good right now. Won it last year, so they got that experience. I know they got some players that have moved on, but a lot of these guys have still been on that team. So I think the guard play and the coaching can take them far. So that's who I got. I'll go UConn.
I'm going Houston. I think it's their time. They've been sniffing it. They've been doing a lot of things. I think they want it. I'm going Houston.
Man, it sucks always going last. So this is how I can say that. I was trying, and I reserve the right to change my pick, when the brackets come out, because that's the
I agree with that
to deal with it. I was big on UConn. I still
Hey, here we go.
I would have to go. I go with Witt on this one. Houston put up a 30-point. Houston put 30 points up on Kansas. That's a statement game. That was a statement game. Doesn't mean it's going to come out, but I'd say right now probably Houston. But watch our show once the brackets come out, because it depends on where they line up and who they're up against. But Houston this week, I'd say, is my number one.
Yeah, of course, we'll definitely get a March Madness show going, guys, once Selection Sunday takes its course. Once we get a kind of a day or two to adjust to what just happened, we'll talk plays, players, as well as teams. I'm going to ride with I do agree with Sach on this one, though. I'm going to go with UConn. I think veteran presence has a huge, stands out so strongly here in this tournament. You're going to see it go around, but anything can happen in this tournament. That's the beauty of it. That's why it's madness. It's the best time of year, guys, and we'll be sure to get you some more picks and plays for this one. But shout out to everyone in the chat, guys. Thank you for being here. This is the Bet Champ Show After Hours. Appreciate all you guys, all the live listeners in the chat, guys. We do this every Monday and Thursday night, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Come hang out, grab a drink, and chill with the fellas, as well as our Saturday parlay show, guys, every Saturday, 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And again, Sach and myself, every Monday through Friday, guys, we're giving out free plays, NBA player props, giving you those early lines, 6:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Times, as well as you can catch ease plays every day on the socials, guys. Give us a follow, and we'll go across the room real quick for everyone's goodbyes.
Yeah, let's keep dialing in. E, keep doing what you're doing. Witt, keep doing what you're doing. ZJ, you keep doing what you're doing. And
ZJ, work harder.
Unk.
we can all work harder, including myself. I could be better.
Wow.
It was just glad chopping it up. And I know on Thursday we're gonna have a lot to talk about as well. We'll see. There's still 3 more days of NFL free agency. Hopefully the Cowboys can, make a move, and then we'll, see where the chips fall. But appreciate everyone being here. It was a damn good show. It'll always be a damn good show, and we'll look to seeing you guys Thursday.
Look, man, get on. If you're not following us, I don't know who you're following, but the Bet Champ Show, I'll tell you right now, Sach and ZJ in the morning, and then you got Big E on a 15-5 run. Ride that camel across the desert. That desert is hot. And those picks in the morning, pick what you like. Look, we're not just ones putting bets out there. We're not just ones saying these things, telling you to spend your money. We're actually betting these bets too. So what I'll tell you is get out there and watch us, like us, follow us, spread the news. Hey, it was just a good show tonight, man. It's always good to see a little bit of heated emotion. It's good to see Zach looking stressed out like an accountant on April 15th when the show's done. But, man, I'm there. I'm there for it, man. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Sammy.
I needed this
Thanks,
after
Sammy
all.
White-Eyes. Appreciate that,
Sammy
man.
White-Eyes. Looking professional in that pick.
Oh, there you go, Skywalker Walker. Hey, so on to me. Yeah, I'd say, good show. Everything's up there, man. It's a great week. You got the NCAA going on. You got free agency. Look, I don't know how long I'll be how long the streak goes. We're 15-5, and the loss today was by a hook, a half point. So check me out on socials. Usually I'd say 2 o'clock. I'm up. I'll have it posted to our social medias by 2 o'clock. 2-3 picks a day, and we're just cashing. We're rolling. So nothing to do. I just ask if you get out there, follow us. That's it. ZJ, Sam Darnold be a good play for you. I guess my only question will be on that to end it with is like, why would a free agent want to come to Denver? He can back up anywhere. Like, that's going to be your big sale is, why do I want to come to be a starter? We'll see what comes out of that. But Sam Darnold can play. He can play. Don't let Witt get you. And I got the last word on that. So
Man, if I went back to the conversations me and E had as a fan when Darnold was with him, if I had recordings, like if I had a tape like cassette, I don't even know the man in the bottom right screen right now. My right when I look at the screen. Like, really? Sam Darnold. If I'm a USC guy and you used to give me shit about that dude.
If you have photos, if you have documentation,
thank you, Sammy White-Eyes.
Please post that of me saying anything like that against little Brady.
We didn't have cell phones back then. We didn't have cell phones. And you always, if you guys know E, when you come in his office, you come in his house, he's like, hey, put your shit in the basket. Everything we say here is confidential. Sign the NDA. Sign the NDA. So it's some bullshit. And now he's like, he can play. He can play. If he could play, he wouldn't be behind Trey Lance getting traded and Brock Purdy with small hands.
All right, let's wrap it up. We're wrapping it up.
Hey, shout out to all the live viewers and listeners in the show tonight, guys. We appreciate you guys. Give us a like, give us a follow, and we will be there for you, tossing out all those plays to you each and every day. Shout out to the fellas in the chat, Sachman, Wit, Big E. Appreciate everyone here. We fight all the time, but it's all love, and this is the Bet Champ Show after hours, guys. You can always grab a drink and chill out with us, and we will catch you in the next episode. Peace.
Let's get the bag.